Welcome to the Times News Week 1 Grid Pick Rundown. We're here at the brand new Lehighton Football Stadium. I'm Justin Carlucci here with Patrick Maxinko, and we're going to run down our local selections for our grid picks this week. Let's start at the top, Patrick. Jim Thorpe and Schuylkill Haven.
I know Schuylkill Haven has a lot to be excited about this year with a couple of new kids that they've got in the program, but I'm going to have to pick the Olympians to kind of get off on the right foot. You know, Mark Rosenberger always has his kids ready to play, so I'm going to have to go with Jim Thorpe.
It doesn't matter who's in that head coach Mark Rosenberger system. That offense is hard to stop. A lot of misdirection. Madera's coming back. Justin St. Hill's pretty explosive, and they have an opportunity to take on a bigger workload there. I like Jim Thorpe in Week 1. Moving right along, speaking of this beautiful brand new stadium, Fleetwood's coming to town to take on Lehighton. Who do you like there?
You know that the Indians are going to have some new faces kind of on the roster this season, but a lot of those kids saw pretty significant playing time last year as Lehighton made it all the way to the district championship game. Be hard-pressed to think that the Indians aren't going to come out and get a win in Week 1 and christen this new stadium with a victory.
Mike Marinick, we've seen some flashes of him last season. He's going to get a big chance this year to take on the big shoes of Wyatt Clements and company. So let's see what he can do Week 1. I'm rolling with the Tribe. Moving right down the list, Penns Valley taking on Marion. What do you like in that game, Pat?
Bit of an unknown with Penns Valley coming into Men at Marion Stadium, but I do think Stan DeCoste, I mean, it's his 40th season. I know if you pick up our football tab from Thursday, he truly is a man of Marion, and I don't have any reason to believe that the Colts won't start 2016 1-0.
Fourth-year starting varsity quarterback Ethan Kaczynski. A lot of teams don't have that luxury to have somebody that knows the system that well. And yeah, KJ Stirs is gone, and he is a great talent, and kids like Aaron D'Angelo are gone as well. But a lot of that front seven is coming back with Kyle Plesh and company. I like the Colts Week 1. Moving right along here, Columbia Montour Votech and Panther Valley. Patrick, I had a chance to hang out with Panther Valley and check out some of their practice and get a talk with Panther Valley head coach Matt Davis. Let's see what he has to say.
We have one goal right now, it's 1-0, but at the same time, at the end of the year, we want to be in districts. You know, there's 6 teams in AA and 4 to make districts. You know, we're expecting to be one of those 4. And we're going to push week in, week out to, you know, do our part. We're not going to worry about week 9, week 10. We're not going to be hoping for other teams to lose. We're going to take care of what we can take care of. I think the kids, they're buying in. They're excited. And like I said, they're just familiar with everything right now, and I think they're going to be able to get out there and play just a lot faster without thinking about what's going on.
And you know he'd be excited about the Panthers coming out, getting a victory in Week 1, and facing a Columbia Montour Votech team that might present just that kind of opportunity for Panther Valley in 2016.
Panther Valley has all the pieces in the right place in the skill positions. I think they were playing shuffle at quarterback the last 3 seasons. Finally got their guy Hunter Kennedy under center. I want to see what he can do in a full season. And Rennie Figueroa had a great freshman season, one of the better freshman runners we've seen in a while. He's back for his sophomore campaign, and I like Panther Valley in Week 1. Minersville and Tamaqua, Patrick.
Minersville, again, a team that's been kind of down the last couple of years, but you know Sam Bonner will preach to his kids that they're going to come, they're going to be ready to play. Can't take any team lightly, especially in the Schuylkill Football League, but I'm going to have to go with Tamaqua here in Week 1.
Yeah, the Raiders ended last season on a high note, beating Marion at home in a backyard rivalry game, and I think they're going to be able to take that momentum and carry it over to 2016. I like the Blue Raiders in Week 1. Talk about a Colonial League rivalry, Northern Lehigh and Southern Lehigh, Pat, Week 1 battle.
Southern Lehigh, always known for kind of a high-powered offense, certainly have had prolific quarterbacks in the past. Not too sure what to expect from Northern Lehigh or Southern Lehigh this year, but I think I'm going to have to lean a little bit towards Southern Lehigh.
I know Northern Lehigh has a couple of quarterbacks that are capable of manning under center, so let's see what each team is going to come out and do, but I'm going to have to go with Southern Lehigh in this one as well, Pat. Nazareth and Pleasant Valley. Talk a little bit about the Pleasant Valley Bears.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of excitement around the program. You have Mark Bursick coming in, first-year head coach, taking over for Dave Pacchioni. Bursick was the offensive coordinator, last year under Pacchioni. The Bears put up points, but I think this year it's all going to come down to defense if they're going to contend in the EPC. I'm going to have to go with Nazareth here.
Austin Boyer has been a staple of that program for 4 years, so I'm curious to see what that offense is going to be like without Austin in the lineup.
Looks like maybe Mike Mitchell is going to be the guy that steps in at tailback this year, but you know he's going to be splitting carries. I think the experience that Brandon Keys got last year playing along with Mike Brown, I think is really going to help him, and we'll see how the Bears go this year. They could go as Keys goes.
There's a great buzz around the program with some new faces and some new talent, Patrick, so really anxious to see how Pleasant Valley does this season.
Absolutely, and I mean they opened the season with 3 new games in Nazareth and Central Catholic and Northampton. They get Easton, they get Whitehall, they get Becca off the schedule in the first 3 weeks of the year, and I think that that could bode well for them in 2016.
Lastly, a big double local Colonial League game, Northwestern and Palmerton. Patrick.
Well, we both had a chance to get out, see both teams at practice. I saw Palmerton, you saw Northwestern. I'm fortunate enough to cover that game on Friday night. So at this time, I'll have to respectfully defer my pick, and you'll have to pick up Friday's edition of the Times News to see who I selected. But Justin?
Yeah, not that easy, Pat. Not that easy. You'll have to pick up Friday's edition of the Times News, and you can check out the rest of our non-local grid picks as you can see them every week. And what's coming out on Thursday, Pat?
Finally, a lot of hard work, a lot of time went into our annual high school football tab with full previews for all of our area teams, rosters, position breakdowns, feature stories, pictures. It's a great guide for all the fans to kind of have throughout the season, and we just hope that everybody that gets a copy of Thursday's paper really enjoys it.
Big shout out to all the coaches, athletic directors, and players who have helped us out along the way. Our writers did a fantastic job. Definitely want to grab Thursday, August 25th edition of the Times News. That's all the time we have here from the Lehighton Football Stadium. For Patrick Matsinko, I'm Justin Carlucci. Enjoy the rest of your week, everyone. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media, on Facebook at Times News Lehighton Sports, and on our Twitter at Times_News. We'll have all of the local scores posted for you at the final of every Friday night.